another holiday market is popping up, this time in Cotton, and a history series over in Superior is featuring one of Northern News Now's meteorologists. All that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We'll start in Ironwood, where the Ironwood Area Chamber of Commerce is reminding folks to sign up for the Jack Frost Festival of Lights Parade. This year's parade is scheduled for Saturday, December 6th, but you are encouraged to sign up as soon as you can in case spots fill up. Your organization or business can fill out the application online, which details the rules for your float. The parade theme is Christmas and wintertime, and parade officials note that all floats must have Christmas lights. If you'd like to sign up, we'll have that application linked online. Next, we'll stop in Cotton, where Old School Lives is hosting their Christmas market this weekend. That'll be this Friday, November 14th, and Saturday, November 15th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Guests are welcome to shop from locally made crafts, homemade baked goods, art, and more. Admission is $2, and everyone is encouraged to attend. We'll end in Superior, where Northern News Now's Dave Anderson is joining Ryan Mahalik to speak at the Richard I. Bong Veterans Center's Speaker Series. As we reported to you earlier this week, the two will be speaking on the 50th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald. The discussion will be centered around the Edmund Fitzgerald's history, along with her last voyage. Dave will be speaking on the weather that night and how it contributed to the tragedy. That event is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. at the Richard I. Bong Veterans Center. The series is free to attend. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we take you around the Northland, city by city. In the studio, Anna Olfelt, Northern News Now.